Hello, Monday, and it's dark because it's night time because the day's gone already, but I did something different. We had a great weekend this weekend actually. As you see in the last episode, I went to see a great Solar Motown tribute on Saturday, and then Sunday went to the cinema with my daughter, did some bits and bobs to prep my week. It's a family day, to be fair. And then today I did something different. It's half term in the UK, so I worked this morning from about 7 o'clock till about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then I decided to take the afternoon off and take my girls shopping. So I took my girls shopping. We went for some lunch, took my girls shopping, then went for a dessert, and then finished the evening off by watching my boy play football, which was quite nice. And that's why I got into running my own business, and that's why I got into being a leader and bringing people on to do, run some of the business for me, is to be able to take that time off and spend it with the family. Now you can only do that if you've got the right system and people in place, but that's where you'll all get. That's where we'll come with you guys. Is when you get there, you get to a point where you just take the afternoon off, take time off. But everybody starts somewhere. It's taken me 20 years to get there. Thereabouts anyway, but my mistakes will teach you guys to get there quicker, because I already know the systems. I've already got stuff in place to be able to do it. But you've got to trust in yourself and trust in the process, because if you don't, then the thing is, you then start questioning the process, going against the process, going against everything, then you get stuck and stay where you are. I think that's the key message from me, really, is trust the process, trust what I'm saying. And trust yourself as a leader. You'll back yourself. Don't compare yourself to somebody else that might be doing a bit better than you. Back yourself to do better than them. But it takes time. Everything takes time, everything takes patience. And it takes process and people. If you've got the right people, do the right process, the performance will come. And that's it. So, another busy day tomorrow. Got my NLP therapy session. And I'm going to back-to-back meetings up until about 1 o'clock. And then I'm going to, once again, take the afternoon off and spend it with my daughter. So, with my baby girl. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then it's back in full swing then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, but that's why we do our business, right? That's why we're leaders. It's for that exact reason.
Go into it.
Go on, nigga.
Go on, do it. Keep facing the cream.
Good morning. Very early this morning. Been up and out since about 4 a.m. Because I've got some really early client meetings this morning before I present to a great network and a group called Castle Connection. So it's going to present the business and the plans this week to that. So that's coming up at 7:30. So I've started my day early. It's back to back London bound as well at some point today, as well as meeting my clients along the M4. So last 2 days been strange for me, actually, because I say strange, but they've been good. So I've worked from home the last 2 days, and I've done a lot of my calls on Teams, which is great, because it means the reason we always get into business, I say this all the time, is to spend more time with our families. So I've managed to spend more time with the family this week, because obviously Easter holidays, so I've decided to work from home, pack up my morning, and from about 1 o'clock I've spent time with the kids, which has been really good. But it does throw me off a little bit. So it's thrown my routine off a little bit, because by about 4 o'clock I'm thinking it's like later, because obviously with how busy you normally are, if you're not that busy when normally, like you normally are, it does throw you off a little bit. So it's good to be back in the car this morning, which sounds really weird, and good to be back out and meeting people. So got a meeting now with a young entrepreneur who's a client of Entrepreneur Mastermind. We're going to go through sales and marketing strategy and talk about how we can push that forward, because we completely reflipped his business model. So you went from being an on the tools, I'm going to clean every sort of car kind of guy, I'm going to employ all these people, to actually we're going to be a sales machine that's just going to offer the service. So that's our strategy going forward there. Then, like I said, I'm presenting at Castle Connections this morning, so I'm going to be doing that. Then I've got a meeting with a construction client in Rhondda, Taff. I'm gonna have a walk around the site there just to see we're about halfway through the project there. So I want to have a walk around, just have a quick look before another client meeting. And then I'm off to London to meet with the team and do what would normally be my Tuesday meeting on a Wednesday. And obviously I'm giving a lot of my guys got Friday and Monday off because it's Easter. So it's bank holiday weekend. But so they have time off, so I won't be down in London next Monday because they're off. So yeah, just thought I'd jump on and say hello, to be fair. Also coming up, we got some great guests coming up for Confessions of a Leader, and some of these are doing the Entrepreneur Mastermind session. So I'm going to see a new podcast studio. It was meant to be this week, they've cancelled, so hopefully next week to be able to see how that looks so we can get some guests on the podcast. There's about 8 guests waiting at the moment, so we're going to try and do them in batches of 4 interviews and then get them out to you. So if we can get 4 interviews done this month and 4 interviews, that's 8 episodes, and it's an episode a week. So that's the plan. So I'm going to jump into this meeting and I'll catch you all in a bit. I quickly jump on before I go into my next meeting, my next client. Really busy 2 days. Yesterday I had the privilege to speak at the Castle Connections group about all the work we do at Apollo had made to help and everything else that we're doing. Which is great to speak to those guys there and see how we can support and help them. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to coming back. Then up to a construction client. Had a conversation with a construction client about how we take the phase forward. So we had some issues there. We've had some staff changes. I moved some staff around before. I then decided one-to-one with a great woman at EmpowerWise. She does domestic abuse and mental and sexual harassment training. Going to really push in her stuff because she is incredible. So she's a big part of what I want to push forward. Before then going to London and spending some time in the offices, which I then spent some time with the team, some of the management team and some of the directors that run the companies, just to realign where we are for the week. Then travel back this morning, early hours, for BNI. BNI was great energy in the room again, which I currently love. I'm now on the way to another meeting, so it's been a fucking busy week, but we love it, and podcast coming soon. Morning. Saturday morning. Just come back from football with my boy. Great victory for Bond of the Lice Bridges. 2-1 win. 1-1 up until about the 80th minute, and then there was a goal. So he definitely made some good saves. That's good. Just walking this little one. Is she here? There she is. So walking her. Thought I'd jump on. It's been a busy week. Been a weird week though, because I didn't really go anywhere Monday, Tuesday, because obviously half term and everything else is going on. I decided to take some time off and spend with the kids, but then it froze my week out a little bit because obviously I'm used to being busy all week, and I was busy, but not out and about. I did a lot of meetings online, which were really good, but also not something that that my body and my brain is used to, sort of thing. So it felt like Saturday yesterday. It was Good Friday, but it felt like Saturday. But yeah, it's been a weird one, but it's been a very good and productive week. So the acquisition of the new company in the Midlands and Mid Wales and North Wales has been complete now. So that's all coming in, and we got the acquisition of another company completely in 2 weeks, which is a training company, which is gonna come together. So that was really good, but busy. We've got a lot of schools coming on board with us as well now, which is also good. So a lot going on at the moment from a perspective of tying loose ends up and tying things up and getting everything going. So as a leader, wearing a lot of hats right now. So obviously we're the dad hat, then the facilities management hat to try and get stuff sorted and finished there. Then it's switch to training, then it's entertainment, then it's coaching. Because I got personal one-to-one clients for me. I'm up to about 25 now, and that's just the ones I coach myself one-to-one. That's how the ones that I get coached by other coaches in the company. So yeah, it's been a really busy week. We've had some friends down visiting as well. So things are really good, and an announcement on a save the date for some of you next week as well. So a lot going on. So yeah, it's been good. But I'm going to sign off the end of the week now. I'm going to spend some time with the kids, go to Cardiff, and yeah, we're going to go from there.